Shalom. First and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone who still rule well and teach well in sound doctrine. And peace to the elect of the nation of Israel. And I just had a dream or a vision of judgment, man. And through the spirit, man, that's crazy. So like I just did the lesson today called The Calm Before the Storm. The storm being Jacob's trouble, the storm being all hell breaking loose. So in the dream, I was at like this resort. I'm gonna say resort because I was at a pool. I was like having fun. I was at this pool, and then my wife, she was like viewing this something that they was playing at the resort, dealing with the history of like one of the houses. Like, I don't know, it was like a nice older house, and they was showing the interior of the house or whatever, and my wife was watching the video, and I came over to her after I got out the pool. I'm like, yo, what you watching? And then she told me, and I'm like, where the house located? Or like, I don't know if it was like the founder's house, or you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was. But I'm like, where's the house located? She said, upstate New York. And then she was like, earlier in the dream, we had donuts. We had glazed donuts. And like the earlier parts of the dream are spotty, but the vision is very clear. So like from this part on was very clear. So she was like, where my donut? And I'm like, I got your donut. She's like, okay, because I want my donut. I'm like, all right. And I thought about it. I'm like, all right, I ate that donut. So I was like, oh, damn. I was like, I'm like, you know what? I ain't even gonna lie. I said, I ate the donut. So then she got salty. She was like, I want a donut. Go get me a donut. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just go get you. I'm gonna get you another donut. So I'm like, just be cool. I'm gonna get another one. So then I start walking, and earlier in the dream, also I had dropped my phone. I dropped my phone near the janitor, and the janitors in the dream was the janitors from my job at the airport, the people that clean the airport. So when I got back, I was walking, I encountered them again, and they was like, hey, did you get your phone? I'm like, yeah, I got my phone, thanks. So then I started walking some more, and there's this one janitor at the airport. She always she told me in the past to put the mask on. So in the dream, I had my mask down, halfway down, and then she's like, put your mask on. I was already motioning to put it up. So I put my mask up, and then I got into this section where it was like a mall. So this is like the food court of the mall. And so I'm going to the Krispy Kreme store, because remember, I got to get a donut for my wife. So I'm going to the Krispy Kreme store, and there's this dude at the counter, and he asking the lady, and he looked bugged out. Like he was like a very tall Edomite with like long hair and a ponytail. He had like a biker jacket on, some like True Religion jeans, but they was like old. Like it seemed like he was struggling in life. You know what I'm saying? And he's asking the lady, well, exactly. So how long, if you fill out the application before y'all call me back, this and that, and you know people is going through hardships right now as far as livelihood and jobs and things like that. So the lady's telling him, well, you know, it could take, you know, as long as up until we get availabilities and this and that. And he's like frustrated. And so I didn't think nothing of it, but then when I turned around, because I was about to get in line, because he was at the Krispy Kreme store. But then when I turned around to get in line, I noticed a long revolver in his hand. A long revolver, like a big-ass revolver gun. And I'm like, is everybody seeing this? So, like, people see him, they all see him with the gun, but I guess they just think nothing of it. And so he's holding a revolver, and he's like pacing back and forth, and he's like, and then he goes like, as you know, like when you're in a food court, one cash register will be close to another cash register of another store. So there was another store next to that one, and he was talking to the people that was ordering at the other store. He's like telling them something, and when he's talking to them, he pointing a gun at them. But I could tell he wasn't like hostile towards them, but he was talking to them like, I guess, telling them what he be going through and how he really need a job. So then, me using wisdom, let me go to the scripture. I said some shit about to happen. So what I did was I kept walking. I kept walking. Let me see. The scripture said, prudent man. Proverbs 22 verse 3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So I said, you know what? I'm not about to get in line for the donuts. I'm going to just keep walking further in the food court because I don't know if he about to go on a killing spree. I don't know what he plan to do. But in the back of my mind, I knew what he was about to do because I'm pretty good with piecing stories together just with little details. So exactly what I was thinking in the dream is exactly what happened. So he was pacing back and forth. He was talking to the people. I'm walking, but I'm still like looking back because I know some shit is about to happen. And he walked, so I get like maybe 20, 30 feet away, and then he walk up to the cash register, and he said, the reason that I came up here was because I filled out the application like over a year ago, this and that, da da da. He's like, and I didn't come up here to something. He said, I didn't come up here for something. He said, I came up here, he said, I didn't come up here for something, but he's like, I know that it's your fault, and I came up here to kill you. Boom. And blew her away. Bullet right between her, right between the eyes on the forehead. And then she dropped. And when she dropped, her head hit her head was looking at me. Basically, when her head rested, it was pointed facing me. That's why I seen the bullet hole. And I don't know if he offed himself. Everybody started running. I started running. I don't know if he, like I said, I don't know if he killed himself. Everybody started screaming in the mall. Everybody's running which way, different direction. And I'm running to the nearest department store. And it was people. Oh shit! And then we was running. It's funny because when we was running, everybody was running. I seen there was some people that was running that was holding their arm. I in the dream, I'm like, oh, I knew that they had just got the medication. They was running holding their arm like as if the shit popped off while they was getting the vaccination. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. But then when I got to the exit of the mall, there was police officers coming in. We was coming out, I was coming in, and they was going in to handle him. But like I said, I don't know if he killed himself or what. But yeah, then I woke up, and it's crazy because y'all seen the So the Lord is about to bring great and terrible judgment, man. This is indeed the calm before the storm, man. People are about to spaz out because of the plagues and the hardships that the Lord is bringing upon his kingdom. Okay, that dude was mad because he didn't get a call back from a job. And that's why he killed that lady. And I remember I was thinking in a dream, I got to call my wife because I know she going to be, you know what I'm saying? Now I got to try to find her. We separated for a minute, you know what I'm saying? All this chaos. But so it was very real. It felt real. It was very vivid towards the end of the dream, like I said. So I'm going to just read one scripture. This is Matthew 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You see, so this is a wicked kingdom. And therefore, because the results of wickedness is wickedness. Okay, the results of wickedness is death, I should say. Okay, by way of wickedness. So these are the things that's coming to America, Babylon the Great. Okay, and yeah, man, and the Lord woke me right out of that dream to, this situation going on within the brotherhood, brothers struggling or whatever, in the flesh, and it woke me up out of the dream straight to that. Because when I woke up, I thought it was time for work, but I still got 2 hours till work, so, that was all spiritual and that was all for a purpose, man. So all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash, double honors to the apostle, on this great Mustafa. Peace to your elect. Shalom.